Hey everyone, Ben from Living Survival. Today we're going to take a look at another round of Chinese-made ultra-budget knives from Ganzo and Remo Mu. So I've done two previous videos on ultra-budget Chinese knives, and they're actually pretty decent for what you pay, under $15 in most cases. Now with a lot of these knives, they do resemble another knife made for a much higher price. With the much higher price from the original maker, a lot of times here in the United States, you're gonna get a much higher quality knife, much higher quality steel, much higher quality components. And a lot of people feel that that's a ripoff to the original maker to make these clones, and I tend to disagree. If you can't afford something that expensive, you can buy the budget clone version, as you can do with many other products that exist in the market today. For under $15, you're getting far less quality steel and far less quality components, although these knives do hold up pretty well, and you do get a lot of bang for your buck, whether you just want a knife that you can kick around, maybe practice sharpening with, and maybe keep in some backup kits, for example, until you can afford a much higher quality knife. Pretty much with any gear I review, the more you pay, generally the higher quality you're gonna get, especially when it comes to outdoor survival and prepping type products, packs, stoves, knives, guns, things like that. Generally, the higher price means higher quality components, and you just have to decide if that's right for you. If it's something you're very into or something that you're gonna use a whole lot, then generally you're gonna wanna spend the money to get something a little bit nicer. This video is for those of you who just wanna see what's out there in the budget realm, and again, you can find a replica of a lot of things that are much higher priced. So in parts 1 and 2, we looked at a whole bunch of knives from Remo Mu, Gonzo, and other Chinese makers. So if you want to check out the review on those knives, just go back a few videos. Today, we're going to talk about 3 new ones from Remo Mu and 3 new ones from Gonzo. So let's start out with the Remo Mu 7037. As you can see, this is a pretty interesting looking knife. It's got sort of this stonewash all throughout the handle here, which is what I really like. Look at how thin of a profile it is. It's a pretty unique knife. As you can see, there's only frame on the one side of the knife there. What's also interesting is it's a chisel grind. You depress the little thumb button here, you can see it depresses and moves the frame lock out of the way so that you can deploy the knife, and then it locks into place. Pretty cool and pretty interesting little knife. It's also got a little bottle opener here on the end, pocket clip, which is only one way, so it's really just a right-handed knife. But I think that since it's so minimal, it makes a cool little utility knife for putting in a kit, for example. Frame lock, so you just move the frame out of the way there, and then it locks back down. Let's take a real close-up look here. You can see that it's got sort of this stonewashed finish on this one side. I believe this comes in black as well, but the main thing that drew me to this one is that it's just so thin. You could stick this right down into just a little, EDC kit or something like that, and you'd hardly know it's there and have a pretty functional little knife with you. This one is 8CR 14 MOV, and like I said, it's got that chisel grind there, no grind on this side. A little bit of jimping up top here, a little bit of jimping on the blade too. So pretty interesting little knife from Remo Mu. Next, let's take a look at the Remo Mu 7063. This one is 8CR 13 MOV on the blade steel. Very sharp, as I noticed with all of these knives. It's got an aluminum handle. I believe you can get this in different colors. A lanyard hole there. The pocket clip is not reversible, so it's right hand tip up only. It's got an axis lock there, and that's the first I've seen this on a Remo Mu knife. Generally, the Ganzo knives tend to have that. Basically, it's very similar to the axis lock used on Benchmade knives, but that is the lock system on here. It's got dual thumb studs, some jimping up top. Looks like stainless liners there with maybe a plastic back spacer. Overall, pretty nice little knife. It fits in the hand well. This one will run you $11. So again, another ultra budget folder. So next we have the Remo Mu 7056. Now, does this look familiar? This is a replica of the Kershaw Cryo. So you can see that it's nearly identical. The handle shape is a little bit different there. Of course, on the original Cryo, you get 8CR13 MOV. This is 8CR14 MOV. And of course, you got the Hinderer design lock bar stabilizer there. On the Chinese version, it's just that, a Chinese version. Probably not as durable. You also have a pocket clip that's a little bit different. And then, even though you've got this flipper on the Sanren Mu, you do have to give it some wrist action to be able to open it. So you do have to flick it, and it is kind of tight there. So you have to flip it really well to get it opened. And of course, that's not the case on the Cryo because you have the speed safe. So it's actually got an assisted opening on the Cryo, but very similar design, not identical, but very similar. Very sharp on the Sanren Mu. The pocket clip is right hand tip down only, whereas on the Cryo you do have a four-way pocket clip, left, right, up, or down. Again, pretty similar in design. This one will run you $12 instead of $30 for the Cryo. You can see you've got some colored back spacers there. I'm not sure what material those are made out of, but it matches the thumb studs nicely. So pretty good looking knife, and certainly very functional. So if you want to get something that looks like a Cryo, this would be the one, the Sanren Mu 7056. So on into the Gonzo or Ganzo knives. This is the Ganzo G736. This is a 440C, and it is an automatic. So you just press the button there, and it whips out. So that is pretty cool. I could sit there and do that all day long. It's got G10 inserts here in the Digi camo, which is pretty cool. This is a 440C blade. As I said, it's got a stonewash texture there, some stonewash on the front of the handles here. It's got a one-way pocket clip, so it would be right hand tip down. But if you're looking for a cheap automatic, this would be possibly worth checking out. It's got steel liners in there and flies out. This one is $19, probably the most expensive out of the ultra budget folders that I've shown anyway. Pretty cool little knife though. And again, I could sit there and play with that all day long. Next we have the Ganzo 727M. This one is a Rat 2 clone. So it's very similar in shape to the Rat 2. It's got the Digi G10, which is cool, and 440C as well on this one. A new Rat 2 cost you about $27, and this costs $12. It's got the axis lock, and they work pretty well. People say you can loosen them up just a little bit because they do come very stiff. I found that to be the case on pretty much all the Gonzo knives or Ganzo knives that I've tried. It does have, it looks like a two-way pocket clip, tip up. So that's pretty nice, especially for left-handers like me. Take a look at that 440C. No stonewash on this one, but pretty cool knife for $12. Then last up, we have another replica. Can you guys tell which one this is? This is the Ganzo G729. It's the Paramilitary 2 clone. So if you've wanted a Paramilitary 2 and don't want to spend over $100 for it, you might want to check this one out. $14 is what this one runs. It's got a two-way pocket clip, tip up, Again, it's got that compression lock, or I'm sorry, axis lock. The original Paramilitary 2 has the compression lock, but you've got the Spidey hole there, which is very similar to Spyderco. And everything about this knife is pretty similar to the Paramilitary 2. Now, it's certainly not as smooth as a Paramilitary 2, and of course you're getting 440C steel, which isn't as good as, I believe, the S30V, which is on a Paramilitary 2. You do get G10 handles, and overall it's a pretty solid knife for $14. Take a closer look there at the finish. Pretty good finish overall on these knives. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video today, taking a look at another round of Chinese ultra budget folders. Again, they do resemble some of the knives that you can pay a lot more money for, and if that's your thing, if knife collecting is a hobby, or you use your knife a lot, definitely buy the original, spend more money. I know that I've spent my fair share on expensive knives, and they certainly are higher quality, and they will hold up, take an edge better, and last longer. But you can certainly get some decent bang for the buck by going with these Chinese alternatives. So where can you purchase some of these knives? Well, most of them can be found at Gear Best, and I'm going to put a link below to their website where you can find these knives as well as the knives that I showed in part 1 and part 2. If you want to go back and check those out, just go into my videos and search for budget folders. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Please give it a big thumbs up for me. Leave me some comments below on what you think about these knives. Make sure you share this video to your friends and family on social media, and follow me as well. And as always, guys, if you haven't already done so, please click that red subscribe button and subscribe for more videos.